it's David from the Redneck Garage. Today we're going to talk about something different. We're going to talk about guns. That's right. Now, I've got a little secret to tell you. Don't let anybody know, but I ordered a gun over the internet. That's right. Ordered a Glock 43 on the internet and had it shipped. So don't tell anybody. Actually, that's true. I did order it on the internet. Now, you would believe that some of these gun-grabbing dirt people would think that there needs to be more gun laws, or if you listen to the news reports on MSNBC or any of the other liberal news pundits, that you could actually do that. Now, I go to Kentucky Gun Company, they tell me if it's in stock, and I order it, and it's shipped to Lock, Stock, and Barrel, which is a gun dealer here in my city, Franklin, Tennessee, and I go in after I ordered it on the internet, and they go, "Oh, look, David's gun's here," and they call me and say, "Hey, this is John, I got your gun." I go down there, have to fill out all the required paperwork, just like if I was buying one of their guns that they had in stock. They do a background check, and then I can walk out with my pistol. So the first big lie is that you can actually order guns on the internet. Absolutely not true. I consider myself to be very blessed to live in the state of Tennessee. Tennessee is one of the most freest states as far as gun rights, self-protection, castle doctrine, things like that. All about your personal right to protect yourself. Now, for you young guys that don't really know any better, or you listen to the news and you think, well, maybe there's something to that, when they talk about the Second Amendment, here's some truths about the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment basically says, in a nutshell, and you see it on bumper stickers everywhere, your right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? Now, when I talk to a bunch of anti-gunners, what they say is, well, yeah, you should be able to have guns for hunting or things like that, but why does anybody need a lot of bullets in a gun, a high-capacity magazine, or one of those sporting rifles, or anything like that? We should outlaw those, and you can only have hunting rifles. Well, here's the actual truth. When you look back at our founding fathers, they left a country basically to get out of oppression, that the government was oppressive. They were telling them what to do. They had no religious freedoms. They said, we're out of here, England. Right? They come to the United States, and then they craft our Constitution. And one of the things that they wrote into the Constitution is about the firearms. The keep and bear arms shall not be infringed upon, blah, blah, blah. Why do you think they did that? Well, the reason they did that is because what they understood and knew at that time, leaving an oppressive government, is there's only one thing that protects the people from a government who's gotten way too big and out of control, and that is an armed populace. If your populace is armed, if they have guns, if they have a way to protect themselves, right, then there's no way the government can take over, basically like Hitler did in World War II, and take away all your rights. So that's why it's important that the Second Amendment is followed and adhered to, because it protects you and I against a government that would become so overbearing and tyrannical to run roughshod over the people, and that is not what we were founded on. We the people is not we the government, it's we the people. So that's really one of the tenets that I find that most people don't understand. Now, I got 3 or 4 emails saying, do you carry a gun? And some of my videos you can see that I have a gun on. And truthfully, I've carried a gun for 25, 30 years. Originally, I had to go to the sheriff's department, register with them, get a bond for it, have the sheriff sign off on it, get an ID card, and I was able to carry a gun. I have a locksmith business. I have drawn down on 3 people in the last 20 years and held them at gunpoint till the police could get there. All domestic violence cases where they were going to beat up their wife, or they were in process of beating up their wife. So about 5, I don't know, maybe it's 8 years ago, the beautiful state of Tennessee decided that, you know what, we should make it easier for people to get a handgun carry permit, because we believe that people should be able to defend themselves. So they took all the rights away from each individual county and said, we're going to put it into the state. The state's going to administer it through the driver's license testing centers, which really worked well. You have to go take a class of so many hours. You have to go to the range and qualify, shooting like 100 rounds into target to prove that you can actually shoot the gun. Then you get your certificate, and then your handgun carry permit. You have to renew it every 5 years, which allows you to carry a handgun. A couple years ago, Tennessee went so far as to say, if you have a loaded handgun in your car but not on your person, and you are the owner of the car, and there's nothing that prohibits you from carrying a firearm, you cannot be prosecuted for having a loaded weapon in the car, because you can use that to defend yourself. I love my state. Now, all that to say is that I do carry a handgun, and I thought that we'd just spend a few minutes on handguns and carry. If you can carry, if you're in California, you probably can't carry. Or poor old Jerry up in Canada has to use bear mace, and even though people can't have a gun, his neighbor was blown away, shot. How do they get a gun? I don't know, it's illegal. See, laws only work for the people that follow them. Criminals don't follow the law, and those are the people that have guns, if you outlaw them all. I digress. Anyway, I bought this Glock 43 the other day over the internet, like I said, and I have not shot it. So today I decided to get my high ride holster, which is the ones that I like to carry. It keeps it high up on your belt, but it keeps it accessible. And I took it over to the Nashville Armory to shoot a few rounds, and here's some video of that. I'm sorry about the video quality, but you know, I was kind of limited on what I could do. I didn't want to be a weirdo and set up a tripod and everything, so I just kind of had a camera set in the back and had a light shining on me. But here's a little bit of video.
I told you it was 5. I never looked.
Leave that up there, you don't take it back inside.
Stand up.
What's your thumb?
Last one in the back.
Super cool. This is a super cool place to go shoot. How'd you like to have a grill that looks like this one, man? You can't take that to some liberal New York state. This is the South, baby. So not too bad. Out of the 50 shots, 49 would have been death. I pulled one when I was going for the head. I always shoot for center mass though, and pretty good. Got 1-8 and everything else was in the bullseye or 9, so those are all deadly shots as far as like self-defense. So that's cool. So all in all, the Glock 43 is a 9mm. It is a subcompact 9mm. Compare it to the size of a regular 17 Glock, which is a full-size 9mm. Many police officers still carry a 9. Most of them have gone to 40 calibers. I have a 40 caliber also, but I wanted to show you the difference of how much more compact this is. Now, one thing about a Glock that I love is they are a simple gun. They're easy to shoot, they're easy to load, they're pretty much trouble-free. This Glock here that I've had this gun for about 20 years. I've never had a misfire, and I've shot thousands of rounds through this 9mm. It's been a bulletproof gun. So as far as quality goes of the Glocks, it is a great gun. The other beautiful thing about a Glock, right? Chamber's empty. The other beautiful thing about a Glock is the ease it is to clean it. Just pull your slide back a little bit, push this retainer down, and there's your slide. This is your barrel. You basically take your return spring off and clean it up. You want to clean part of your slide, lubricate it, but basically reassembly is just as easy. You put it in, put your spring back in, slide it back together. Very, very easy. Now, as far as concealed carry, if you're going to carry a firearm, I've carried an LCP Ruger for quite a long time. This is a little 380. Bullets are smaller. It has about the same capacity. You can see that it's got primer on it and other garbage. And this is a great compact carry gun. It is a terrible gun to shoot though, as far as like, you know, when you get into a really small gun, the guns are very, very hard to shoot because there's not much mass there to absorb the power of the bullet as it comes out, so it's called a hand biter. It's not very comfortable to shoot. The Glock, on the other hand, today was beautiful. So this is what I use for a carry gun, the Glock 43, and when I put it through its paces, this is probably my pick for the best carry gun. So yes, I carry a gun. Yes, I have it on me all the time. I hope that in your state you can carry a gun because it's nice to be able to defend yourself. We're going to be working on the Jeep later, and hopefully nobody comes up and tries to steal it. Be a mistake. I'm Dave from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.